Mayor Winks in action in the Cox Plate, out to create a slice of history and join the great Kingston town as a three-time winner of the Wait for Age show. That's time for half-time.
Look at this.
And well, how about this, Loz? Wellington Albert, the big reach, unusual put down.
Very unusual, but what an impact he's made off the interchange bench. He runs hard, and the thing about the PNG players is they take a lot out of you when they carry the ball. So if you're defending, it takes you 3 or 4 men to put them down, and they're hard as a rock. You know, they're very difficult to contain. It's been an entertaining game of football, and the crowd up there in PNG are loving it.
Let's take a look at the Telstra highlights from the first half. 5 tries as if they've dominated, haven't they, the Kumuls?
Yeah, they've been physically stronger than the Wales team, and obviously they've dominated possession. But I like the way that the Kumuls have improved their football. They can play ad-lib, but they also play to some structure. And David Mead, what a player he's been in this first half. And the Boas brothers are just combining so well in the halves. They're getting the team around the paddock, and he's just got good speed. He's got a good fend, David Mead, and he always puts himself in the right position. But again, this is a little bit of off-the-cuff play. That's what they're good at, the PNG Hunters in the Queensland Cup, and they've brought that to the World Cup, the PNG team. And David Mead, like any good fullback, hangs around the edges. He'll hang around the middle of the field. And in defence, the Kumuls, they're just charging off their line. They're putting a lot of pressure on this Wales team. They're forcing errors, and Wales cannot afford to do that in this heat and humidity because the Kumuls are on fire, and if they give them any more possession, well, this could turn out to be disastrous for the Welsh team in the second half. But the skill levels have certainly come to the fore, the kick and chase, and don't they celebrate? And what about the crowd, the involvement of the crowd? Every time a player runs the ball, and in particular this man here, Gary Lowe, he's been a standout in the first 40 minutes with his carries at the back end of the field. And here he is putting himself in a position to set up Wellington Albert for a try. And 26 points to 0 at half-time. Remarkable scoreline. They've dominated with possession and their completion rates. Look at the line breaks, 8-1. And they're really terrorising this Welsh team.
The missed tackles.
Yeah. Again, in this humidity and the amount of possession that the PNG side have had, Wales look distressed at the moment. So half-time couldn't come quick enough. They get a chance to have a rest now. They've got to start well in this next 40 minutes. They need to be the first to score if they're going to make this a challenge.
Highest score for the Kumuls in World Cup history, and we're only at half-time. They've completely dominated, so it's been tough going for the Welsh. Your champion of play for that first half?
Oh, look, David Mead, outstanding performance. He's a guy that's played with a number of clubs. He's played with the Titans and, of course, the Brisbane Broncos this season. But as I said before, just puts himself into the game. He knows where the weaknesses are in the opposition and he really targets them. He's there on every set piece. He finds himself on the edges, but again, as the half started to drift on, he started to get involved in the middle of the park, and that's where the big Welsh forwards started to become tired, and Mead's footwork and speed was very useful.
So the Kumuls are leading the way, 26 points to 0. It is a big occasion in the national capital of Papua New Guinea. 5 tries to zip, and they are in control against the Welsh. The second half isn't far away.